love me, yeah, they love me. First love yourself. For that, and God we trust me. I don't trust myself. Your jewelry, I get it took. No show.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Florida, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog Fantasy app. They will also match your first deposit up to $100, and you get a special pick when you sign up. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mase and Cam, and we are joined with our analyst Maurice Clarett.
Mase, what's happening? Eminem, what's good?
Chilling, man. We backstage right now having a great time. Shout out to you, Killer. Yeah. Shout out to Mo. Shout out to Stat. Shout out to D-Wade. And look.
What's that?
I tried to help him out.
What did it say? TMZ.
That was good.
Yeah.
Bow, right back.
Take that. Yeah, nigga. Fuck is they talking about? But I don't know what I really be trying to figure out what niggas think they got on any blog. I really be trying to think. I be thinking like, do they know the niggas that they be fucking with? Like, they don't know fucking with us pause turns niggas on. Like, I don't really understand that shit. We could do this all week next week too, TMZ, if you want. We got more shit for y'all to do.
Yeah, let's keep it going.
Yeah, if you want to keep it going.
Keep it going. Row. TMZ.
I really, because you know what be crazy is like, yo, on some G shit murder, like, it be like, on some, oh, fuck, man. No, on some G shit, it be like, Cam, you be wildin'. I'll be like, y'all really don't know this nigga. Like, y'all really have no clue who's worse than me. Like, it's real subtle and deliberate, so you really don't have a clue of how this nigga operates, man. So I be like, enjoy yourself. You really have the wrong niggas to try and put under pressure. Pause. It's really the dead ass wrong niggas. Round.
God, y'all are funny.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
I'm mad I ain't think of that, too.
Mo, what's up, Mo?
I'm mad about that. Mo,
what's
good?
Going on?
How you, man? I be thinking, how was your week?
Oh, it's fabulous, man. Look, hey, it be so crazy. I'm out in public, and it's crazy. Like, everybody asks me about the show now, and they swear up and down. They be like, yeah, when Mace coming back to the show? And I act like we talk every day. I'm like, yeah, he'll be back in a second, man. I'm big time with people now.
Yeah, I told niggas, I said, when Mace come back, I'm leaving for a week. Niggas said, don't do that. I said, nah. They say, yo, when he be back in studio, this is not any other show. Y'all niggas getting too fancy for us, man. I said, he be back soon, man. They definitely looking for you, though.
Well, Mase, we'll be back in studio soon.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll be back Sunday. And then Maurice, glad to have you here this week. So let's get into the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys are keeping head coach McCarthy despite losing to the Packers 48-32 in the playoffs. After speculation, Jerry Jones confirmed and said, while we're all disappointed with the result on Sunday and with our playoff record, I'm 100% supportive of him as our head coach and ability to reach our goals. Is this a good decision for the team?
Yeah, Mo.
Well, I don't think so, man. I looked at this when I looked at him. I looked at like the Ryan Day situation at Ohio State, where you have somebody who takes you but so far, but in the games that matter and moving on and making divisional runs to the championship or getting you to the Super Bowl, a guy just can't do it. And so I don't know if there's like not a free coach in the market that they currently want or that they're currently eyeballing. But for me, I'm like, man, it's sort of similar to the Ohio State situation where you have a good coach and he can get you but so far. But, he isn't the guy, proverbially to make that championship run with you. So I don't agree with it. That's just my personal opinion.
Shit. This, I'll go a lot of different directions. I believe, listen, I don't know this for a fact. I believe niggas reached out to Bill. Bill said no. Niggas said keep the nigga. It's just that simple for me. Like, Bill Belichick would not have lost that game if he coached that same exact team last week when they lost. That same team, he would have got at least to I'm about to say the Eastern Conference Finals, to the NFC Conference Championship. Minimum with that same team. I think that Jerry Jones is getting older. Prematurely in his past, he may have fired head coaches too quick, and they may have said this, that, and that. Look, I ain't even gonna be long-winded and give some fake political answer. Niggas is not available who they want. McCarthy, he has a great regular season record. I believe he's like fourth in a lot of statistical, I don't have it in front of me, I was reading it earlier, a lot of statistical coaching stats. In the regular season, he's well. Playoffs, he's not doing so well. And we said this at the beginning of the season. The Cowboys will be judged purely on what they do in the playoffs. We said this preseason. We said this week 1. We said this week 4. We said this week 8. We said this week 12. We said this week 17 going into the wild card weekend. And we was 100% right. Like, and the thing about it is, we don't need to be Biff from Back to the Future 2 to guess what was going to happen. This shit been happening. It's nothing new. So at the end of the day, bringing them back, I'm not saying it's bad, but it may be nobody else on the market. But I agree with Mo. If I had another opportunity to bring somebody back, then I would. You got to realize he didn't just lose. He lost to the organization that he coached for however many years he coached over there. You don't want to lose to your old organization that you've been coaching, and they got rid of you. So if it was a better person out there to coach the Dallas Cowboys, I think that Jerry Jones may have picked them. But my opinion is Bill said, I don't need that type of pressure on me right now. And he may go with the Falcons.
Let me ask you a question.
Shout out to Jermaine Dupri, though, too. Jermaine Dupri did say Bill Belichick was going to the Falcons. If he's going still, that has yet to be determined, but it looks that way. We'll see. Yeah, Mo, you wanted to ask me something for Mase talk?
Go ahead, Mase.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say Belichick would have been a bad fit for the Cowboys in a way, because him and Jerry Jones would probably be fighting about who's going to make the decision. And I think McCarthy should stay as the head coach, because he's an offensive coach. And their problem is offense. Their problem is defense. They weren't able to stop nobody from running the ball. So whether it was the 49ers, I know they're going to blame Trevin Diggs for not being present, but they got more issues than that in their defense.
Mo,
I was going to ask this question, right? Yep. We all know there's coaches who get it done in the preseason, right, or during the regular season. In y'all opinion, like, what is it that a coach has in the postseason to make championship runs? Like, what is that coach's mentality versus somebody else? And I don't know if that's the right way to frame it, but when I thought about him and Ryan Day, they have similar paths with, we win all of the regular games that we're supposed to win. We have good records. And like Cam said, he has good stats. So it's hard to argue against that. But what is it that you can't get done in the postseason? So like when you look at Andy Reid, right? Andy Reid was up in Philadelphia for all those years. And then he went over to Kansas City, and then he got it done. And is it the team? Is it something that switches mentality? I don't know. I just wanted to ask a general question to see if y'all has some feedback on it.
Yeah, real quick, absolutely. Just real quick to piggyback over what Mase said, though. Yeah, I think that you may be right about Bill Belichick and Jerry Jones bumping heads and colliding. That's a great take. But if their problem is defense, Bill Belichick is a defensive coach. He comes from the Giants when they was winning the championships. He specializes in defense. And like you said, if it's no problem on offense, because McCarthy specializes in offense, the problem is defense. But I do agree with what you said. It may be a clash of bumping heads because Bill Belichick been a GM all these years outside of just being a coach. Back to Mo. That's a great question, Mo. And it's just, at the end of the day, it's about being also turning up as a coach. A coach, not saying I don't know Mike McCarthy's personal personality, but let's say, for instance, let's just use the Texans, right? For example, you got young quarterback in there, new coach in there, that energy in there. I look at that coach and I see, yeah, let's get fired up. Nigga, let's go. Nigga, you know what time it is. You know they saying we gonna lose. Let's go. I look at that same energy with the Lions coach. The Lions coach that week, they lost to Dallas because of the penalty or whatever it is. That nigga couldn't even sit still at the press conference. He couldn't know where to put his gum. He's sitting around, running around just like, yo, what the fuck? He just put the gum in a piece of paper, boiled the shit up. He was really upset. Same thing with Green Bay's coach. Now, think about Green Bay, right? We'll just use Green Bay for example. LaFleur, pardon me. I call it Florette. My nigga LaFleur. He had to think about this. Him and Aaron Rodgers was bumping heads for mad years because Aaron Rodgers felt, I got more knowledge than you, nigga. I've been doing this longer than you've been coaching, nigga. I won the Super Bowl, nigga. So when he first got there, I seen a lot of tension between him and Aaron Rodgers, and it even leaked in the press conferences to where Aaron Rodgers would say little slick shit like, yo, he's trying to tell me what play to run when I've been in the NFL doing this longer than him. To where now you got Jordan Love who can listen to his game plan, listen to what he has to say because it's more of a teacher-student thing as opposed to when Aaron Rodgers was there and Aaron Rodgers felt he had seniority over the coach, and he's still your coach whether you're older or you're close in age or whatever the case may be. I think it's your coach has to turn up to another level to rile your team up as well. And I don't know if McCarthy has that in the postseason. I would like to hear what Mase has to say about that as well, though.
The situation with Jordan Love and his coach, I think they're just a better fit altogether. I don't really have much to say about that. Pause.
No, what the question was, Mase, just in case you didn't hear the question, is he said, what makes coaches better in the postseason as opposed to the regular season? Just any coach.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what makes any coach better is preparation and the ability to communicate and get the best out of their players. Some people know which button to press, like you said, Killer, what conversation to have. Mm-hmm. Some people can use even negativity, like somebody running in the locker room on us, and he said, yo, I mean, if y'all lose a day, I wouldn't be sad. You playing against Steph. That's all you need to know. I mean, if y'all lose, I wouldn't be sorry. I mean, you should look at Mase and y'all should have no problem with it because he's just better than y'all.
I swear to God, I swear to God, I was going to say that same thing. I swear on everything I love. I promise you. After you finish talking, I swear to God, I was about to say that same exact thing. When the playoffs started, that year, we went to the championship. You get the brackets. You get the brackets of who you're going to play. And if everybody won their games in the semifinals, we played against Lincoln, Steph Marbury and them. So our coach looked at the brackets and said, well, y'all look like y'all had a good run. It looked like you was going to stop at the semifinals, but, that's a hell of a run. Get into the semifinals because there's no way you're going to beat
y'all
Lincoln.
Should be happy.
Y'all
come back next year. Y'all be good. Y'all be great next year.
Yo, I swear to God, I was going to say that. I was
doubled down on it in the locker room. I say, yo, Killer, this nigga is not scoring.
Yo, that's
I'm
a
making
fact.
sure he doesn't.
Right. So now before the playoffs start, you got to win 2 games. No, we got to win a game, win another game. Now you're at the semifinals. So now you're in the locker room. He said, y'all did what nigga said. Y'all did what y'all was supposed to do. Y'all should be happy. This nigga used to piss us the fuck off, my nigga. And that was a great way to put it, Mase, that if you know how to push certain niggas' buttons, pause. Like for instance, let's use this weekend for example.
He knew that wasn't gonna break us. He knew that pause. He knew that wasn't gonna break us.
Right.
Some players you tell that to, you will ruin their confidence. He knew we was from the ghetto. He knew we got up for the games. He know Mase can't afford to listen to this, and he knows I'm an amp killer up like, yo, killer, let's
That's
go.
a fact, B.
Let's go.
Yeah, and for instance, let's say for an example, right? I'm just trying to think of an example. So let's just use this for an example. You got Kansas City playing against the Bills. And I don't know this, I'm just trying to give you an example. You may have the defensive coordinator for the Bills saying, I don't know, last time Patrick Mahomes had three touchdowns. He may be telling the cornerback this, the cornerback for the Bills. And this is not actual stats. I'm just saying a scenario. They went to your side 3 times, 3 touchdowns. It's the playoffs now, so he may be expecting 4 or 5. You're the weak side. That's what I'm figuring. They figure that you're the weak side, so they're going to go to your side all game. I know I would. This is the shit you got to say to certain niggas. You got to know what buttons to push, like Mase said, to get the best out of your players.
The weak side. I hope your girl is not coming or anything like that, because next week we play Mahomes. Right?
Yeah, and
leave her at home.
And they disrespected you last time, so imagine what it'll do to you in the playoffs. So that was a great answer. You got to know what buttons to push with certain players. You got to know who's sensitive. You got to sum it up. Mase said it really the best. You got to know however he summed it up, the ability to get the best out of your players and maximize it, because football is not basketball. You can't go back in game 2 and make adjustments, or game 3, or game 4, 5, 6, or possibly 7. This is one and done. Any given Sunday, you go home. So the preparation throughout the week has to be tremendous.
So this is actually kind of like a 2-part question, because McCarthy was asked why fans should buy back into him head coach. And in an interview, I'm going to read it verbatim. He said, "I believe the direction, the leadership, everything is in place. I'm not very comfortable talking about myself, but I came here to win a championship. I didn't come here to get another contract or anything other than that. I came to Dallas to win a world championship, and that's why I'm standing here. Buy into it." Does his pitch make you believe? Maurice first.
No, it doesn't make me believe. That's like a good political answer he probably gave to the fans. But don't nobody want to hear that shit after you lose. People still mad. They frustrated. People want to win. Like all those good, wholesome talks are good for like training camp, and it's good when you having new fans come around. It's good when you're trying to sell tickets and corral the energy back around, right? And get your fan base. But don't nobody want to hear that shit after you lose. People frustrated, people mad. And then you'll have we'll make jokes, and everybody else like around the world make jokes. And you become the butt of the joke as the Cowboys not being able to get it done and hanging on championships back from like 93. You know what I'm saying? So it sounds good, and it was probably the only words that he can conjure up. But at some point, when you have all of the pieces that you need to go on a championship run, at some point it comes down to you. Like even what Mase was talking about, or they was talking about the defense being the issue, right? At some point, you have to look back on coaching. So for anybody who doesn't know, and I love this platform because it becomes like people who may not be familiar with all of sports, right? Always remember this in football, right? Players are supposed to make plays. Coaches are supposed to put them in position to make plays. And if you have guys that are out of position and you have big plays being gotten on the defense, it's because coaching didn't put people in position to make plays, right? You may see an error from a player, but when you have people getting gashed for yards or people coming back from huge deficits and stuff like that, a lot of that stuff is leaning on coaching. And so the answer was some bullshit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm going to totally agree with Maurice. It wasn't passion. Like, nah, that shit was just a political answer. Just like, yo, let me tell you something. And I ain't gassing it. Stat was there. I don't know if Stat was there this time. Stat was there one of these times. Then we went to, and listen, man, and sometimes the speech doesn't always work, but it's about believing what you say. We went to Colorado, and when I was in that locker room with Deion Sanders, I swear to God, I'm not capping. If that nigga asked me to suit up for 2 plays, I would have did it. I can't say I got 16 plays in. If he needed me on special teams, I would have got out there for special teams. Yeah, after the nigga said what he said, man. You know, you gotta make niggas believe, and Deion Sanders, and I know as professional coaches that do this too. I'm just saying that's kind of close to home. That's why I'm using Deion Sanders. But what I'm saying is the coach said, this is what Deion said, and I know we're dealing with college and professional, 2 different things, but I'm just giving an example of motivation. The coach told Deion Sanders that, I don't know why you got on a hat and sunglasses because you're doing an interview. My mother told me to take my hat and my sunglasses off when I'm talking to people. I went to that game when they was about to play him. The locker room's packed. Deion's making the speech. I see the crowd moving out the way. I'm like, what's going on? It's Deion's mother walking through the crowd to get on the podium. Niggas is like, yo, nah. She takes the mic. She like, fuck told niggas I ain't raised my son right.
Right.
We about to go kick ass. Niggas is like, what, yo? Fucking mama love it, yo. I'm telling you, sometimes it take that. It take that. When I seen the niggas parting the shit for his mother, and niggas talk about, so I ain't raised my son right? Yo, fam, that gave me the chills. You know what I'm saying? No cap. So sometimes it takes little techniques, a little motivation to get your team aroused. As far as the speech that he just said, that shit didn't make me want to buy in the next year. And I know that made Dallas fans even more mad. Tell me some shit, lie to me, nigga. Tell me some shit that make me want to be a season ticket holder. That speech would not make me comfortable as a season ticket holder if I was in Dallas. Mase.
Real quick to add to that, because at the speech at Colorado was insane. Like, because I was there for that moment. Yeah, when his mom came out, it was crazy. We was chanting, had us all running out on the field. Like, I've never suited up in my life, and at that moment, you feel like you could do anything.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he was making it easy. He's not like, you guys are gonna have it. He's like, y'all better fight. Y'all don't let nobody disrespect you or your mama. And it was just like,
For real, yo. Nah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy, man. Yep.
Mase.
Yeah, I think honestly, my take on that is that your belief matches how you live. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to say you believe something if you're not going strong and pause in that direction. So to say that as the loss is like the total opposite. Like for me, I believe I'm supposed to win. So that's why when I lost, I'm crying because I believe I'm supposed to win this. There, like you said, Killer, there's no emotion towards that loss. It's just like you believe this, but on the basis of what? That's crazy.
So I can agree with that. Anytime that I'm super frustrated or like I feel like I've given my everything to something, if I lose, it's going to visibly show. Anybody who you invest a whole lot of anything into, if you don't get the results that you want, and it's just that loss, especially in sports when you give a lot to it. So I agree with you.
Listen, man.
When you're that cool about a loss, you definitely didn't give it your all. Go ahead, Killer.
No. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You got finished? Yeah. I was going to say, give me a solo real quick. I'm Mike McCarthy after the loss. And I just got reinstated to the Cowboys. You know why I'm back? Because I didn't get the fucking job done. That's why I'm back. You know why I'm back? Because I let the Jones family down. That's why I'm back. You know why I'm back? I let the city of Dallas down. That's why I'm back. You know why I'm back? I let the Cowboys before me down. They're boarding the championships. I let Emmitt Smith down. I let Troy Aikman down. I let Michael Irvin down. I'm not leaving this city until I get a championship because that's what I was here to deliver. That's why I'm back. You understand? And that's what I'm here to do. And that's what's going to get done. Questions? You start like that, nigga. That's how you sell it. Because you know, you that's a tear got to drop down your eye like Denzel in Glory, nigga. Yeah, exactly.
I want winners.
Yeah.
I want winners for my team. Who was that? That's the coach I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly, man. You got to go. Yeah, exactly, man. That's how it got to go, man. So anything
the shoe program, nigga.
Yeah, the shoe program, nigga. Yeah, you need Denzel in training day, nigga. Yeah, like, nigga, if you ain't coming with that energy, then I don't want to, I can't be bothered, nigga. I don't believe you. Period.
Do not be surprised if somebody takes that. Because I could see it right now. Be like, this looks real familiar.
If somebody steals my shit and sings it, let me copyright that tomorrow in case a coach, they try to steal my shit and run with it.
I can see it already.
Yeah.
All right. And they gonna tag us too if somebody does it next.
Yeah,
so
that's a
we'll
fact.
be waiting for that.
Yeah.
All right. Moving along, Colts owner Jim Irsay was found unresponsive at home in December. The Colts revealed he was dealing with a severe respiratory illness, and then they declined to offer any specific response. But it's still unclear what the issue was. So thoughts on the situation, Maurice, first.
Yeah, it just shows you what power does. You know, just the blunt word about it. So he had issues in the past where he had overdose before, and not overdose, but he got caught with a bunch of Percocets. And then he went on like a bunch of interviews and talking about him going into drug and alcohol treatment and him being a bad example for players and so on and so forth. So I'm pretty sure, he lived in probably the rural Indianapolis area, and they pulled up on him and he was unresponsive. So they gave the commercial response to try to protect the Colts brand. But it's like, it's the hypocrisy of everything. When you're an owner and you're powerful, there's no sanctions or there's no standard for behavior, because your peers, they probably do the same thing that you do. But that was like my first thought on it. But the second thought on it is I actually hope that he does get well and that he doesn't abuse and end up killing himself. But, if you're to the point where you OD and, I'm saying you had an issue that ain't been checked, and, the people who are around you just allowing you to, abuse yourself. I don't know, 2 thoughts on it.
Well, I'll say what Maurice just said. I totally agree with it, but I'll just make it sure that he's a junkie. Jim Irsay is a junkie, all right? We're not going to sugarcoat it. He's a junkie. He's been getting fucked up for years, high and everything else. He got pulled over under the influence. And he also said, I remember him getting pulled over talking about he was under the influence driving, and he said, niggas just pulling me over because I'm white and I'm a billionaire. What? The audacity. Like, yo, he said that shit on HBO. He said, nah, niggas just fucking with me because I'm rich, white, and I'm a billionaire. Fuck with black people. Well, then why the fuck we keep getting pulled over and we ain't none of that shit? Well, I don't. He said that shit loud and clear too. And he was drunk when he said it. Niggas just, and it was on HBO. Niggas just fucking with me because I'm
down.
Niggas just pulling me over because I'm white, rich, and I'm a billionaire. Murder, the real reverse racism. Yeah. Niggas, yo, bro, he's been getting high and drunk and fucked up for years. We gotta think about how many times that they didn't put this out publicly. This has been going on for over a decade that fans and analysts and whoever knows about, whoever's been looking to it, this is not nothing new. And when he got fucked up the last time, niggas like, oh, he's going to get help, he's going to get better. This has been going on since Peyton Manning been at the fucking Colts. So this is not nothing new. I'm going to classify it to junkie, and I'm going to move on from it. And I hope he gets better. I do agree with Mase. With Maurice, but Maurice had an eloquent answer. I'll give you a perfect example. And this is, it's a TV show I was watching, and the mother, a son was dating the mother. I'm bugging out. The son was dating a girl, and the mother was like, yo, your girlfriend's getting high, And James Evans Sr. took the phone and said, Junior, she's a damn junkie. Come on home, man. You're home. You're out with a junkie. Stop it, my nigga. And that's just what happened just now. Maurice, no disrespect. He was Flawed and I was James. You're dating a junkie. That nigga's junkie. He been doing this for years. We don't even know about the stuff that's not publicized. Hope he does get help, but this isn't nothing new. If it's over 10 years and you tried to get help a few times, it's a pattern, and sometimes it's going to be hard to get over at his age.
Mase, what do you think?
That's crazy. I think he's blessed to even be found unresponsive. Like, for real, they could have just went a whole nother way. Like, anytime you found unresponsive, it's time for you to clean it up, because that is your other chance. So to be arguing with the cops when they pull you over is reckless.
Yeah.
But he got the complexion for the protection.
But is that reverse racism, or he was really drunk and high, Murder? Because you're the president of reverse racism, the CEO. I'm trying to figure out, is this a case of reverse racism when he said niggas just pulling me over because I'm white, rich, and a billionaire?
That sounds crazy to hear somebody say, "Oh, you just pulling me over because I'm white."
Said it though.
And a billionaire.
No, but I'm talking. But it ain't crazy to.
He
But
basically was saying, in other words, "Nigga, you hating on me, but I can't say it."
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yo, Mo, you was gonna say something, Mo? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so like,
Go ahead, Mo.
like I laugh at this stuff, man, because like we have like situational integrity, right? And what I mean is that, you would go get the kid, Henry Ruggs. It was a kid who killed the person out there in Vegas in the car wreck, when he was driving. And we talk about him being under the influence. So you will paint this man all across the TV of how bad he is. Or if you have players, you will just slander them and how bad they are. But something where somebody's supposed to be the leader of an organization, right? There's no sanctions for that. And I'm not looking for this dude to get in trouble. I don't want him to get in trouble. I really wish that, whatever situation he's dealing with, he goes and gets help. But I don't know why it burns my skin up sometimes to when it's talking about young black kids or just niggas in general, just the same standard. And I know we live in America and I know just what it is, but this is like the obvious. Like, this is one of those situations that, when you're supposed to uphold an organization, it's supposed to be the leader or supposed to be the representative, there's an expectation, the standard of behavior that you're supposed to exemplify. And I just think, like, me personally, I've been slandered for not holding myself to a certain behavior and a certain standard. But this is a situation where, we sweep these things up under the rug and act like they everyday things. But when you get a player, you become conditioned to beat him up or beating her up for just whatever that they doing. The scales are slanted. You know what I'm saying?
True story.
And then for those watching who are a little bit confused on the context, I'm going to read the exact quote that he said. He said, "I am prejudiced against because I'm a rich white billionaire. If I'm just the average guy down the block, they're not pulling me in. Of course not." So this is what he said verbatim. It is what it is. We are the source. This is not made up, just so y'all know. Okay. As we know, Jerod Mayo is now the Patriots head coach, and people are unsure of his experience. He previously played for the Patriots as a linebacker for 8 seasons and started his coaching career in 2019 when he was named New England's inside linebackers coach. But do you think people's concerns are valid since he was only a linebackers coach? Maurice first.
Oh, well, it's 2 things I think of when I heard of him. One, I think Robert Kraft has been heavily influenced by Meek Mill, Jay-Z, and everything that goes on with that whole coalition for justice reform and being inclusive, or black people being inclusive in opportunities that white people don't have, or that white people have. Hopefully I said it right. And I think that probably played a major role. And I'm not trying to say Jerod Mayo isn't prepared, because everybody starts off inexperienced with something, and everybody needs one opportunity to get going, right? And I think it's part of that. But then I also think that when you think of Boston or just the whole far northeast, you think of like the area, you think of like a heavily racist space. So I think the racism or the disdain for him, they're probably like, man, you're leaving a legacy with Bill Belichick and all of the championships he won. And so we don't really think this nigga can do it. Like, you couldn't find anybody else like this nigga who only coached linebackers. Like, when I read that article or when I read the responses and the comments from people, that's how I translated it, just like as a black dude. Like, I was like, oh, they don't think a nigga who coached linebackers can do it. That's just my 2 cents about it. I'll let y'all talk.
No, that was a great take because if it wasn't yesterday, it may have been the day before yesterday. I'm not sure what day. I said the same shit as far as territory is concerned. As far as Boston, it's perceived racist for a lot of years. And we know it's a lot of niggas up there in Boston, but I'm just saying it's perceived as a racist place. And listen, Mo, I swear to God, I was going to say the same thing. Robert Kraft has become a nigga lately, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize it, like, that nigga, God bless the dead, his wife passed away, and nigga, like, I'm going to live the rest of my life to the fullest. He hanging out with Jay-Z. He's hanging out with Meek Mills. He's hanging out with the owner of the Philadelphia 76ers, but you know, Philly's he's a super duper white. Philly's a nigga out. Philly is a nigga town. And Robert Kraft has taken into the urban community, which we love you, Robert. We appreciate you and we understand. Think about this. Robert got caught in a hand job joint. You know what I'm saying? That nigga Robert is doing nigga shit. He like, yo, I'm gonna give this nigga a chance, man. Yo, I'm gonna give this nigga a chance. He's doing a lot of nigga shit, so I'm not knocking Robert Kraft for giving a nigga an opportunity, but I'm not mad at people's concerns either. Like, wait a minute, Rob, now we are the Patriots now. Now you might be taking this nigga shit a little bit too far. Now come on now, we was built on them fucking shoulders of Bill Belichick, Tom Brady. That's good old apple American pie, nigga. That's white on white crime, nigga. That is as white as can be. You going straight nigga after Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. You don't put a light skinned nigga. You don't put Barack Obama. You put a nigga in there. Complexion counts. Melatonin counts. Think about this, murder, right? Just give you an example, right? Imagine, I'm just saying, and listen, I'm dumb happy for Barack Obama being our president. I'm dumb happy. Do you think, and I'm asking Mase this specifically, I'm asking you this, murder, to say a nigga with Barack Obama's same qualifications, school-wise, education-wise, government, whatever he did before he came to the president, if he was the same complexion as Flavor Flav, do you think he would have got that job? Exactly.
Not at all.
Yeah, you can't be as dark as Flavor Flav and get the president job at this particular point. Be happy they like, look, we let a light-skinned nigga in, man. You know, and he's from Africa. They said he's from Africa too, so what else y'all want? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, straight, you know?
Yeah, so listen, I get people's concerns, but I understand where Robert Kraft has been hanging out the last few years. So I get both sides of the spectrum.
That's a great take. Okay. And then lastly, before we go to break, Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh asked for immunity in his new contract, meaning it would spell out any penalty he could face if the NCAA rules him responsible for any future case. So what are your thoughts considering his entire situation, Maurice?
Oh, he got a great lawyer. That nigga used leverage. You know what I'm saying? He won a championship and said, fuck that. If I'm coming back, I ain't answering for none of that stuff that I did. Right. So that's just good lawyer, man.
Yo, so let me ask you, so I'm more clear on this particular topic. I know exactly what immunity is, but what is immunity in the NCAA or with the school?
I think it's to me, the way I read it when I read it was he doesn't want, whether he goes to the NFL or stays with the school, that he has no legal recourse against him, his contract, or anything that he has going on, or that he can't get in any trouble. And I figured that now that he's gotten past that Connor Stallion stuff, he's gotten past the cheating, I brought a championship to you all, and y'all trying to renegotiate my contract. Man, look, if y'all want me to stay with this shit, y'all better push y'all weight against the NCAA and do everything y'all can do to keep me away from that stupid shit. So I looked at him as leveraging himself and leveraging that. And so I'm not sure if it's with the school or both. It could be both, you know what I'm saying? But I took like the entire situation as that.
Yeah, that's what the reason I was asking, because I dig it with the school. Like, look, y'all niggas can't penalize me. But the NCAA may be like, who the fuck is you trying to get immunity with us? We the NCAA. No, you can't get immunity, nigga. This is, who are you to tell us to give you immunity? What the fuck are you talking about? You want a little chip, now you want immunity? The fuck is you talking about, my nigga? You know the show goes on, right? I'm the NCAA talking to Jim. You know the show goes on, right? You know what? If you leave it, the show goes on, nigga. And listen, I'm a Harbaugh fan. You know he fights for players, fights for them to get money, fight for all this shit. Listen, I'm a big hit fan, but if I'm the NCAA, you know we ain't been paying niggas, right? You know we get billions of dollars and don't pay players. We figured out a way for y'all to go get money on your own. You know, that's, because niggas see NIL and be like, oh, players can finally get paid. Not from the schools, not from the NCAA. They like, if you could go get it, go get it. We're not giving you none of our shit. So, you can forget about that. So when he's asking for immunity, that's why I was asking for clarity. And I would probably have to do some more homework on it as well. But I could see him asking Michigan for that. But asking the NCAA, I don't know if they would go. I mean, I would definitely try if I was some gutsy as fuck. Definitely gutsy. Some shit I would do too. You want me back immunity, nigga? I'm a diplomat already. Go ahead.
No, hearing you talk about it, what makes more logical sense is with Michigan. Like just the way you explained, and I just talked about it and the reason I think it might be Michigan. I don't think it's the NCAA because they don't have any governance over that.
Right. That's why I was asking the question. I'm like, how far does this immunity go? Now look, that's still good with Michigan too, because Michigan will sit there and take the Fab Five banners down because they took a couple dollars when they was fucked up from a nigga take down their accolades and all their wins and all this other shit. So I dig that if they doing that for Michigan. I don't think that's going to fly with the NCAA, so I hope it is Michigan. But, Jim, get away with as much shit as you can while you hot. That's just the way you do it. While you hot.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. While you hot, get away.
While you hot.
Yeah. Get away
this is
with
where you ask for immunity.
Yeah. Exactly. When you hot, get away with as much shit as you can. But it does
scream he must have did something, right? Immunity does scream that, you don't know yet, but I know that somebody might know.
Right.
So we just going dead that right now. I 1 yard chip. Let bygones be bygones. You didn't see me, I didn't see you.
That's a fact.
And it also lets us know he know that they got pulled with the NCAA to make it be erased.
Yeah. But that's a good.
Nigga to ask for that.
But that's a good point as well, Mase. Fuck about to happen. That you need immunity. What's about to happen that we don't know that you want immunity? Yo, if y'all don't give me immunity right now, I'm going to NFL.
The nigga said, let's just say, I'm not saying I did, but if I did do and somebody might know about it, I need you to help me out with the immunity.
Yeah.
So did you do it, Jim? We don't need to talk about that. I want y'all a chip. Push the immunity through.
Yeah, exactly.
And then just for a little bit more clarification, so it is within his Michigan contract, but it's saying that he wants immunity and to delay the buyout in case an NFL team calls. So he's really trying to get best of both worlds and see what happens. So if it's on his record, that's technically not on his record because it would be bypassed. So that's a sticky situation to get out of, but it looks like he's going to make it happen. So
when you hot, man. That's just the way it goes, yo. And listen, man, if you're a musician or artist or whatever, you got a price and you got a super price. Mase got a moment price for us. When we negotiate, he tells niggas, you got to pay for the moment. And they pay. You're paying for the moment.
We're going to go to break, and when we return, we will discuss the Josh Giddey case.
Pink horsepower.
She called this thing about toxic.
What's happening, baby? Baby, what's happening?
Why you walking like that?
That's how
That's how I walk.
And then, like, you come on breathing on me like that.
I fucking breathe to live.
And, like, you used to be dark-skinned, and now you act like hella light-skinned.
Are you fucking blind? I'm dark-skinned. What the fuck?
And then, like, look at your beard.
The fuck is wrong with my beard?
Your beard looks stupid.
What the fuck are you talking about?
No, I don't even like it. The way you breathe in, all of that.
Has this ever happened to you? Your girl seems to be mad, angry, upset. She's frustrated. It's only one way to handle that. Pink horsepower.
No.
But your breath is really refreshing.
No.
I'm just trying to give you a massage. Plus, have I told you how good your beard looks lately? It looks so good.
No.
PHP. It works every time.
Wait, where you going?
Welcome back. So let's get into our Underdog fantasy picks of the day. Tonight, the Celtics will play the Nuggets. Jason Tatum is at 27.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
I'm gonna go higher.
Okay, Mase?
Higher.
Okay, Jaylen Brown is at 5 rebounds. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Nigga better have more than 5 rebounds. I'm gonna go higher.
Okay.
I'm gonna go lower.
Okay. And Jokic is at 46.5 points, rebounds, and assists combined. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Points, assists, and rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good bet right there.
That's really good. I'm gonna go higher. I don't think he liked that loss to Philly the other night. He filled the stat sheet up the other night as well.
I'm gonna go pause low on that one.
Yeah.
Lower?
I'm gonna go higher. Okay.
Download the Underdog Fantasy app and you can make your picks too. We are joined back with our analyst, Maurice Clarett. Okay. OKC's Josh Giddey won't face any charges from an alleged relationship with a minor. The case has been closed. You guys have been wanting us to talk about it. So what are you guys' thoughts on the results?
I didn't, people get mad at us about this topic and shit. They been pissed off with us. Like, you're not saying nothing about the Giddey shit. And I'm like, I didn't really do too much homework on it until a conviction because I still stand on what I said. Fucking with a minor, once you do that with me, or not with me, pause, of course, but listen, once I find out you do that, I'm gonna bomb on you and I'm never fucking with you again, and I'm gonna bomb on you anytime I get a chance to bomb on you. So I didn't do a lot of due diligence on it. I know people have been furious with us. Oh, you haven't spoke about that. You talk about this nigga, you talk about that nigga. You haven't talked about him yet? Because I was like, I'm waiting for a conviction or an indictment to see exactly what happened. Maybe Mase and Maurice has a little bit more knowledge on it. But the most I know about it is I know she was under 18, but whatever state they was in, it was legal. And so I'm like, let me see how this pans out and now see the charges are dropped. So I didn't do a lot of homework, but to the fans, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that because once you're a pedophile in my book, I don't fuck with you. That's why I went so hard on somebody trying to call us a pedophile one day. And I bombed on niggas for playing games with me like that because I don't play them type of games. So I'll leave this Maurice and Mase if they have more knowledge about it, but there's no charges filed, so I don't have a lot of information on it.
Yeah, no, so it was just interesting to me how they handle it, right? And I always, allegations are allegations, right? And you've had less serious allegations towards other players and they've been suspended, they've been held out of stuff, and they've not been able to participate, in whatever their respective sport. And what I think people was mad at, they was like, man, was something that's so serious, because like when you talk about pedophilia now, everybody naturally jumps to the whole Epstein thing and everything that he's had going on, and that becomes like the national conversation. So I think people were mad that even if accused, something should happen or some sort of sanction should come down and that they should delay him from moving forward. And I think that since it was so much information out on social media and pictures that, a picture on social media automatically made people assume that she was guilty or he was guilty. And I don't know the age of the girl, so I want to be real careful how I talk about it. But I think people were mad that the NBA, who is this national organization, they were mad that nothing happened with that, right? And so I don't know. Obviously, he's gotten acquitted. And I don't know. I'll leave it at that because I don't want to speak on something with something so serious.
Me personally, I can't speak much about his situation, but I could speak about that topic hypothetically. You think of pedophilia when it comes to kids and adults. I think even with the way Adam Silver said he was going to look into it, I think you got to take a different approach because it's a child. When it's adults, then you can kind of afford to let the information play out. But when it's a child, somebody should step in and do that for the child and be that protection for the child. So what I would say is that even though a person is cleared now, what we've seen in our society is that a person could clear you today because they're 16 and not want to go through all of the dramatics and the drama of it, and come back at 18 and need their money. So even though it's brushed off today, doesn't mean it'll be brushed off 2 years from now, 3 years from now. And that's an interesting thing to think about.
Well, since the case is closed, I don't really have much to say on the actual subject, but I do know OKC is second in the West. So now it's time for you to step it up because y'all right there. While LeBron and the Lakers went to play the Mavs, Bronny James played on the same night for USC against Arizona. But what do you think becomes the motivation for kids when parents are already financially and commercially successful? Maurice.
That question was probably more for those two. My kid's little and they're a lot more famous than I am and a lot more rich than I am. And I just wanted to hear they because they have kids. And that was probably more for y'all than me.
And I heard the question about who was playing what.
So basically, LeBron and Bronny James were playing on the same night. But Maurice's question is, what do you think is his motivation for wanting to play when his father's LeBron James? Like everything's.
Yep.
No, I understood. I was just.
No, let me say it.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say how I thought it. So I was just thinking to myself, like, if I'm one of y'all kids, I'm talking about both of y'all two. Like, what becomes the motivation to pursue anything? So when I seen LeBron, I seen this kid. I played just to get money. I was trying to get out the hood, right? But then once you have money and you out the hood, like what becomes the motivating factor? But y'all have kids and y'all rich and famous, and it's obvious, like just from dealing with y'all kids in general, what becomes the motivation for kids when so much of the things that motivated you to get money or to get notoriety and fame, like what becomes that? That's what I'm talking about.
I think Mase told me a funny story about him and his kids. I don't know if he'll share it with y'all, but that's a great question for Mase.
Mase.
Can you hear us, Mase?
Y'all want me to say something? Yeah. I know y'all waiting for me to say something. But I think it's a great thing. I believe that it's more about them creating a legacy. That's the motivation. The motivation got to be legacy at this point. To be able to do something that nobody else has been able to do. It will speak volumes for his genetics, pause, to be able to say, I even got a son on the court at the same time as me. I think that's the best thing you could possibly see in LeBron at this point. He's done everything else. And once that happens, I think the quicker Bronny turns up, the quicker LeBron can retire. Because I think that's the only thing he's waiting for.
But what he was saying is, Mase, just so you're clear on the question and you can hear, he was saying not just Bronny and LeBron, your kids or my kids, what is their motivation with famous parents to want to create their same legacy if the parents already got money?
The real answer is still the same. Is legacy is because where Cam was able to take it, your son got to take it even further because it's like Trump. His dad gave him $1 million and he became the president. It's always for the kid that comes after. You're an heir now. I wasn't an heir. I was in the hood. So I redeemed the name. I brought the name to a level to where people around the world know this last name. But now you got to take this name to another place, or it will be a horrible life for you, because that name already come with prestige. You know, the same way with Cam or Maurice Clarett. If that kid runs on the floor and his name is Maurice Clarett Jr., he doesn't get to be dropping balls and paws and niggas tackling him out of bounds and he get up and crying. He got to take that name to another level. And sometimes it's a lot of pressure on kids. So the motivation is to make your dad's name remain.
That's
because we redeemed the name, but now they got to take it somewhere greater.
That was a great answer. I couldn't have said that answer any better, especially if you're doing the same occupation as your parents are already doing. Like me, I have a different scenario with my son. My son doesn't want to live off my name. You know, I'm his first go-to, but I'm his last go-to. Like, when niggas ask my son in junior high school, my son has the same name as me, CAMRON Giles. So they started putting 2 and 2 together. Like, yo, is your dad Cam the rapper? He says, nah, my father owns a Macy's in the mall. That's not my father. And I'm like, Cam, nigga. Cam, you know they gonna put 2 and 2 together, so you're gonna sound crazy, my nigga. But the end of the day is, we go to the same gym. He'll get to the gym, I'll go to the gym. I'll get on the machine next to him. He just walks away from me and goes to another machine. Then I go upstairs to another machine. He just walks. I say, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? Y'all don't need people in here being my friend because you're my dad, all right? So he wants to be great without me being his father. So I like that as well, too. Sometimes they want to create their own legacy without using you to be the catapult of them creating their own legacy. Because I used to get a little frustrated. Yo, bro, you're not taking advantage of none of this shit. I was supposed to catch you stealing the cars about 3 times. Your mother's supposed to have been calling me saying you got bitches running around the house. We supposed to be underneath a scandal at least 5-6 years ago. We supposed to have been, your mother supposed to hate both of us by now. But he got his own path, and it's a great path, and I'm not mad at that. So at the end of the day, if you're going in the same occupation as your parents, like Mase said, that's a great answer. But sometimes your kids don't want to even do what you did to get where you're at. They may want to be where you're at, being the first of whatever they want to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's how my son tell me he wanted to go into politics. So he doesn't want me around him. He's like, what y'all do on the show is like, I don't want that associated with my name. I don't want it associated with your name. What are you talking about? My son, he's super intelligent. I love him.
Yeah.
I love him, but he said, you know what? That's good for you. I'm glad you found something to do with your time.
Hey, he hit you like you was in a nursing home, man.
He's too smart. He's too smart to be amongst this. Does it? Anybody that used the word amongst is different.
Yeah.
That's a hilarious story.
But shout out to our kids. They're both brilliant kids.
Yeah, shout out to the kids, man.
Yeah.
And then last topic before we close. University of Miami's tight end Cam McCormick is granted his 9th year of eligibility. He began his career at Oregon in 2016, missed a chunk of 4 seasons due to injury, had a redshirt senior year, and missed a year of COVID. He was the same class as Nick Bosa and Jalen Hurts. How do you feel about this?
This is perfect for Cam.
All right, listen. I have a couple things. I'll go first. 2 things. Well, a couple things real quick, and I'll be quick about it. Niggas named Cam always know how to beat the system. We always maneuver our way around to beat the system. I don't know how we do it. Listen, I went to college and graduated high school. I motherfucking made it. I'm a businessman. I hire college students, no disrespect to that. We beat the system and we figure out how to beat the system. This is a little too far, all right? This is wild, all right? This is just straight up wild. Nick Bosa and Jalen Hurts, you supposed to graduate? Yo, come on, man. Come on, Five. This is preposterous. And we talked about this a few weeks ago, and Maurice brought light to the conversation when he was saying how the NCAA wants, we was talking about Penix from Washington, how to
keep them around to make the money.
Keep them around to make the money, but this is just beyond anything. This is just beyond that. Like, come on, guys. And I'm not talking to you. I'm just like, I'm really speechless about it because, like I said, when we played, you get one injury year for red shirt. That's just that. You get hurt and you keep getting hurt. You missed out on your opportunity. Because I would have been hurt every year. When I was playing college, I would have been played I went in 94, 95, I would have played to 2006 minimum if I could keep getting hurt every fucking year.
Hey, when you say it, he's been in college almost a decade, man. That sounds like a long time.
Yes, man. Yes. What you guys say,
when
Murder?
we were growing up, we called that a bust. We call that a bust. If you keep getting hurt and it take you extra years to do it, people give up on you faster than they do now. Obviously, because for him to be the same age as Jalen Hurts is crazy.
Yeah, and then the way I look at it from an NFL perspective is you're missing years on playing in the NFL. And how good are you going to be when you get to the NFL if you keep beating up on kids every year? You know, at this point, you're a full-grown man playing against kids. It ain't like you're 22 playing against 18-year-old or 23 playing against a 19-year-old. What are you, 27? 26? You're playing against 18, 19-year-olds and beating up on them. So if you ever do get a tryout or make it to the Columbine or whatever it is for NFL, you're going to be in for a rude awakening because you've been beating up on kids for the last decade, nigga. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're that age, you're supposed to be dominating everybody. It don't matter who you're playing against. You're like 2 colleges past them.
Yeah, you're supposed to be in law school at this point, nigga. 2 masters, bachelors, associates. Come on, my nigga.
I always have a different viewpoint. I'm not saying he should be playing. Like, I think, like, you know, go for your dreams. I'm kind of past the football part. But as far as finessing the system and getting a 9th year, Miami is such an expensive school. Like, before financial aid, it's $80,000 a year. That's free education. So if you're in it just to get your degree, then shout out to you because you finessed the system. You're getting a free education from the University of Miami. So go Canes.
What I was saying, listen, Stat. How many years did it take you to get your degree?
3.5.
What is so he should have 3 degrees?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's getting his master's.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he's getting his master's, or I don't know what his education is. Because I had a lot of football players who were like engineering or like doing law school at the same time. Like, that's the school I went to. So I had people who were doing more than 4 years. And that's just what I seen. I was just used to it. They're like, look, I want to be an engineer. I don't even know if I'm going to make it to the league for real, but I can play football and get my education for free. And I can go back home and then I'm getting, 6 figures right out of college. Like, that was some of their mentality. And then some of them really were just, doing it to get into the league. But between COVID, like, because already going to college during COVID was crazy. Like, that changed everything. So I don't know what mentality they have. And then I think being told that your dream isn't achievable kind of midway through, kind of hard for some people to realize, especially if football is all they know. So different situations. But in this situation, yeah, I think the football part's gone, but hey, he's getting an education for free. So that's what I think.
Then why play? They can get out there for 2 games and say, I'm hurt.
He might.
I'm saying it. I'm digging what you're saying, nigga. Like, I really want to be an engineer, so I'm going to act like I want to play football and then get hurt on purpose so I could go get... If that's what you're doing, I ain't knocking it, if that's the plan.
Hold on, but I think we missing the obvious, right? If he was hurt, he should have had all the time in the world to go get his education already because he wasn't playing.
Duh. Talk to him.
Not
man.
if you're gonna keep. I don't know. I don't know his situation. Maybe
Mo.
I'll interview him to be honest, because I got questions too.
Yeah, Mo. Maybe Mo should be there for the tougher questions when it's time to ask.
You just never know. But Maurice, thank you for being here.
Mo, thank you, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yep.
All right, love. Have a good show.
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching, and as always, it is what it is.
Two big necks, like when they doing them 2 for $5.